Role players in the retirement industry have gathered in Johannesburg for the inaugural Old Mutual Thought Leaders Forum. The gathering is looking at collective efforts towards retirement security, improving retirement savings and contributions to retirement funds. Deputy Finance Minister David Masondo delivered a keynote address focusing on the upcoming two-pot retirement system that gets active on the 1st of September. The forum also looked at lessons from the best pension systems in the world. SABC News economics reporter Katlego Legodi has more.
Deputy Finance Minister David Masondo delivering a keynote address this at the inaugural Old Mutual Thought Leaders Forum underway in Johannesburg. This is where we see those role players in the retirement space and those thought leaders coming through on solutions that are needed here in terms of reforms, retirement, security, and ensuring that everyone is brought in where the economy is concerned. We hear statistics telling us that only 6% of South Africans, those that are workers, have security this after retirement, and government just giving us a sense of how this is a cause for concern, as they would like to see this increased so that there's this security post-retirement. I'm going to bring the minister into the conversation with us. Thank you very much, Deputy Minister, for giving us your time today on the SABC. We see this coming through at a time as we're inching closer to the 1st of September, where we're going to see the two-pot retirement system just kick in. And we saw you just giving a keynote address on the need for security, a concern being that we're seeing people retire before time, people resigning before time, so they can have this security financially. Give us a sense of how important is it that we tap into the retirement system and get a sense of what has been happening here as we look towards reform.
No, thanks very much. So what we're trying to do here is to enable workers to withdraw up to 30,000 of their pension savings. The problem has been that a lot of workers, when they are under financial stress, they tended to either resign in order to get access to the entire pension. So with the reform, the new law that we have passed, workers now can withdraw up to 30,000. However, they need to withdraw if there's a need for that withdrawal. That money is going to be taxed, so it's not money that you're going to get without it being taxed. So it is going to be taxed. And if you withdraw when there's no need, you are also losing the future benefits that you could obtain by keeping this money. So the key issue for us, even in this conference, has been about how do we also grow the economy so that a lot of people should get employed, and as they get employed, they can get access, they can save through the pension funds in order for them to retire comfortably. And that will also enable us as government to reduce the number of people who depend on social grants. So if you have more people who work, they will depend on their wages as they work, and when they retire, they will still get pension payments during the old age. And there's a recognition that a lot of people who are old, they also are interested in extending their working life, and therefore we've got to find other ways of enabling those people who have retired to still work, but we can only do that if we grow the economy. Because if the cake is too small and there's few people who are participating in this economy, there will be a lot of competition over age. That is, this number of people who are old, they need to retire, and yet some of them, they can still work. So if we put a lot of effort in growing our economy, there will be a lot of work for everyone. There will be some money, a lot of money for a lot of people, either through wages or savings, which are quite critical in their retirement.
And how do we do it different this time around, Minister, in a way that we bring people in the employ? We know very well that the economy has not done well for quite some time. A lot of people, the reason why they want to tap into the two-pot retirement system and inching towards and looking towards the 1st of September is because the economy has not moved. Some of them even be unemployed as we speak right now. So what are the efforts that are underway to ensure that maybe this time around next year it's a little bit of a different picture, especially when there are only 6% of people that are secure post-retirement where their savings are concerned?
Part of the reasons on why our economy has not been growing has been the supply side constraints, the supply of electricity, the supply of water, telecommunication, transport, logistics. And the government, through Operation Vulindlela, we've been dealing with the supply side constraints. I mean, it's almost 140 days without load shedding. And we've done a lot of work in that regard as government by saying it can't be Eskom only that provide electricity. Other business people who are able to generate energy should be able to do that. And we have changed regulations which enabling the private sector to participate in energy generation. And of course, Eskom itself has improved its plant performance, those plants that are generating energy, electricity, they've been doing very well. We've also said, in order for us to get goods into South Africa and get goods outside South Africa and move goods within South Africa, we have to sort out our freight rail as well as our ports. And what we've done, firstly, we've stabilized Transnet, which is responsible for that, but we've also said it cannot be Transnet only that transport freight goods on our rail, in our ports. We should also allow the private sector to participate in the freight logistics in order to also generate competition within the freight rail space in our ports. Because if you've got one player, the tendency is to not charge competitive prices. We've been doing a lot also in the water space and also enabling the private sector to import some of the critical skills that we require in our economy. And as you might have heard, when the President of the Republic, President Cyril Ramaphosa, was addressing the Parliament in July, when Parliament was being opened, he said, we've done a lot in that regard. We need to move into new reforms because sorting out electricity, sorting out the logistics, it's a necessary condition for economic growth, but it's not sufficient. We've got to go in and sort out our local government so that our local government performs in providing electricity, water, and other services that are important not only for residents, but also for businesses. We also have to sort out our digital infrastructure so that people, old and young, should have access to data. They can do their businesses with ease in South Africa. So there are a lot of things that are underway. Those are just few things that I can highlight at this stage in making sure that we grow our economy in order to create more jobs.
So, Deputy Finance Minister, thank you very much, sir, for your time. Is coming through there as the Deputy Finance Minister David Masondo, giving us a sense of their role here as government, but also the plans that are underway as you hear them saying that they would want to strengthen the economy and ensure that the stumbling blocks that have held us back in the past are addressed as a matter of urgency so that the economy is able to accommodate you and I, so we're able to tap into our retirement savings. I'm Katlego, Legodi for SABC News in Johannesburg.